Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Aetheris, where we have learned an awful lot about the fragility of life lately. We're going to keep limping forward with what remains of our run here, and we'll just see what it all comes to. The Shade is not too far behind, half of us are dead, and frankly, my optimism is well and truly gone. The whispers that we were following were actually the croaking of a raven perched on an arboreal totem. It flies away as you get near. Randomly striking the totem feels a little silly to me. I know that we're like very high brutality, and I don't know. Like, very obviously the different options correspond to the different stats, right? We have the same colors and stuff. Obviously this is a brutality associated option. I don't know if it's actually like important to try to use options that are related to the currently forward character's stats. Like, does the fact that Brogs would be very good at hitting the totem and not very good at anything else matter here? I have no idea, but I'm going to stare at the totem because hitting the totem feels very silly. Moved by this work of art, you take some time to notice the plants are getting slowly closer. Arms of vines and thorns grab your legs and you struggle to break free. Okay, well that's not ideal. I suppose it could have been a heck of a lot worse. Okay, combat with just these two. Morbidus. Well, that's a thing there. How many of them? Okay, we got a couple of those and also a something else. What are you? Little leprechaun. Very adorable, honestly. With a very playful temperament, the leprechaun likes to force its enemies to chase it, cut their legs with its little claws, and dance on their corpse. Adorable. Don't get involved in its game or it will cut your throat when you are exhausted. Cool, great. Inflicts poison to the enemy who killed it if the latter is in close combat. Good to know. Probably doesn't matter too much. It's 9 damage, and only if the combat goes a full 3 more turns. Minus dodge on enemies. Okay, this stuff doesn't seem all that bad, except for the fact that its slash ignores defense, I suppose. Alright, what about the Morbidus? While it's not busy exhaling a cloud of toxic spores, it projects its mind to the nearest Vazard and sucks out their mental strength. Okay, so it can inflict poison with its magical farts. That's just tooltip text there. That's not... That says it right there. Minus 3 AP. Okay, this is really annoying. Sticky Strike is really annoying. That said, these things are very slow. And probably we can do some amount of kiting. I think the move here is going to be... The area we have to work in here is not huge. So I think the move is going to be something like this. Does crack on the ground signify anything? I guess not. It doesn't look like it. But it looks a little bit like the mark that our traps leave on the ground, right? Is the only thing I'm thinking. How much movement do you have? 6. Okay, so actually... We're going to be best at staying away from these two things. We're going to have to fight the other thing up close. Spiritual projection is really rough, actually. 5 range. Yeah, okay. So we're not going to be able to stay out of range. Oh, this sucks. We're just going to have to burn them down really fast, I think. Obviously, it would be helpful if we had more people. All right, friend. Step up. Pretty solid start, honestly. Okay. I don't think that it really benefits me to step back. The thing can stay within melee range of me, so. Alright, a little bit of mockery. And we're all on edge and debuffed and... Okay. That's easy enough. Yep, we did take the SP penalty, because of course we did. There's nothing we could do about it. If I move to here... I can't quite get to a place where I would be able to Mystical Storm without hitting Brogs. And that would have been true even if I had had Brogs move, right? Like right here, I hit all of the enemies, but I do also hit Brogs. So I think probably instead it's just like shoot this thing with a gun. Let's just be rid of one of them. And then I don't really... So this thing's got one movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can outrange it. Okay, these are proper traps. Yeah, we can outrange it. I think I'm going to step all the way back here. I don't need to be in shooting range of the leprechaun right now. We know we can get there. Okay, that's not terrible. So the question is it worth staying in range of this thing? I think I'm just going to back up. Because we can be in a position where we're not attackable. We can go to work on the leprechaun, I guess. Wow, good shot. And then, I mean, I may as well just back you all the way into the corner and make them really come over here. Okay. Lure the leprechaun into a very low damage trap. Now this turn, you move to here and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can only... Yeah, if I run up to melee range, I'm going to get attacked. Because I won't have the resources to back up enough. Is it worth it? I probably can kill this thing. Wow, 15 to 21. Yeah, I can kill this thing probably. Alright, I'm going to go for it. Please, please, please don't fail. Ah, why'd you have to get the 15? Okay, I believe bleed damage occurs... Okay, yeah. At the beginning of the turn, so that works out. And then we're already vulnerable, so I may as well step down here and try to get the shot. I have 8 range. Actually, I don't even have to move. I can do this from way back here. That's pretty rad. And then you are exactly where you need to be. Okay, so unfortunately at this point, we can't really run away anymore. So I guess we're just running screaming toward the enemy and failing to actually get there this turn. Okay, the glued status really doesn't have much of an effect. This is slightly better damage than my melee attack, so I should probably use it. And then... okay, that's another body down. There goes our last spirit. And we are done with you. Well, the good news is we didn't take any of those, poisons for killing them in melee range. The bad news is everything else that happened there. Okay. We have the Prankster Spirit ability, which probably does something cool. I suppose one piece of good news is there are fewer ways to split the XP now. Let's see if we pull something useful. I don't know that I do want to keep leaning in on mysticism. We don't have super useful spells right now, and I do still have 3 power. It might be... Yeah, it might be worth it to just... Because right now I'm not actually using my spirituality points, but also we would have to pray somewhere to get them back before they would be useful anyway, and I don't really plan to do that probably. So maybe we want to pull some other supportive abilities and just really focus in on this gun. If I gain max SP, I wonder if that gains me current SP as well. Will I go to 1 of 7 or 3 of 7? It's hard to not want to take the critical chance, given, the effectiveness of the gun and everything. I think I'm going to. Alright, and yeah, show me 1 of each, I suppose. Well, I don't have any traps, so this is not very good for me. Gains 25 critical chance, and wow, yeah, that's pretty good. Or at least it would be if I had the spirituality points to use it. Definitely seems like a worthwhile spell. I mean, we're going to have to find a place to rest somewhere, I suppose. Okay, this will be a good opportunity to test. As soon as we're loaded back out of the battle here. Yeah, let's go to the character sheet. So that's plus 2 SP. Yeah, let's equip it over this thing on the right. No, it does not change your current. I suppose that makes sense because if it did, you could like get to 0, unequip your bell necklace, re-equip your bell necklace. That being the case, I might want to unequip the bell necklace. Let's put the mischievous ring back, and then like another 5% crit chance, or initiative I suppose would be good. Power is definitely not super relevant. Strength doesn't actually affect the gun, right? If I equip something that gives strength, 16 to 20 becomes 16 to 20, yeah. That is what makes sense. I mean, this thing is still 16 HP. It's probably not terrible. Because the question is crit chance versus initiative, right? My initiative is very poor. But I can usually just start at the way back. I actually am going to take the crit chance. I'm going to try to get this thing to crit more often. I don't think the low initiative is so bad because we can start so far away from combat. Alright, and I think in this situation we gotta run, right? I want to pray, but we are very closely pursued by the Shade. I am not sure that we even make it to the next campfire if we don't run. Something crackles close. A burning bramble. But strangely, it does not consume itself. Fascination and fear stir inside you as you gaze at it. Touch the flame seems like a pretty bad idea. But Progs is very brutal. What could possibly be the good part about touching the flame? I'm going to kneel before this miraculous bramble. Trying to reach the power at work here, whispers enter your mind, an offering to abandon yourself to the flames. You refuse and step away, troubled by this encounter. Well, damn. Had a moment of staring into the void there. And who hasn't been left uncomfortable after one of those? In a clearing, you discover a ravaged altar surrounded by 2 totems, one of which has been savagely destroyed. This happened recently. Whoever did this must still be around. Well, smashing the other totem doesn't necessarily seem to make a lot of sense. Let's hide. Hidden in the bushes, you are the spectator of an astonishing scene. An arboreal battling with a tree. Not any tree. This one walks on its roots and hits with its branches. After a most impressive fight, both of them fall on the ground. Okay, well, we get to skip the next combat. I was kind of hoping to be able to, like, basically ambush whoever it was that did it, and in a way, we kind of did that. That's pretty handy. The oak-raged finally lies lifeless on the ground. The thought that any trees in this forest could be this kind of monster is frightening. The arboreal is lying against the trunk. A glance at their wounds tells you they won't make it. After what it took to bring this foe down, it would be a shame to go empty-handed. That's a bit of a weird... You know, this text is written assuming you're the one who did the what it took part. We can try to pull loot off of the monster, or we can I want to talk to the Arboreal. You try to comfort the Arboreal. Oh, now we know what the failure side of the coin looks like. But a glint of madness sparkles in their eyes as they wave their dagger around, nearly poking your eye out. You let them burn their last strengths as you go on your way. Ooh, okay, 15 damage to both of us. Fun. Training won't actually level either of us. We're probably not desperate for rest. I am going to take this moment to pray. And unfortunately, to allow the shade to catch up slightly. It's alright. We'll be able to handle it. Probably. Maybe. You arrive at a cerulean blue pond. Water lilies float peacefully on the water, and a weeping willow dips its branches. This serene haven seems as empty as it is silent. Yeah... It does it? It feels like a trap, right? It feels like we're being watched to me. Let us skip stones. You're good at red stuff. You retrieve pebbles. Okay, I can't nail anything today. I don't know if the risky things are completely random or if they are influenced by how many points of their appropriate color the character has, or, you know. Splash does the rock, gurgle goes the water, poof goes the skull rising to the surface, disturbed by your rock having stirred up the bottom of the pond. Gulp. You back away cautiously. Okay, we both lost 3 initiative. That's fine. It's not fine. It sucks, but, you know, we've already lost it. What am I going to do? Hawthorns. Okay, lots of sharp little plant creatures just kind of all over the place here. Never mind, it's not Hawthorns at all. It's just Morbidus. Just Morbidus as always. Okay, well, I think I'm gonna back us way off over here. And we'll see what we can do. Oh no, wait, there's a Hawthorn over there. Does that say 146 HP? Jeez. The Hawthorn spontaneously tries to approach anyone it sees, but it doesn't realize that its body is covered with deadly thorns. It really means no harm, but it will end up killing you anyway. Okay, so again, very low movement. It has an attack that costs movement, and another attack that doesn't, and is awesome. Yeah, geez. Okay, well, that being the case, maybe we want to do this instead. Start on this side. Try to burn this one down real fast. Okay, even with our initiative penalty. Do what we can. Okay, so this does no damage, or it doesn't cost any action points or anything. I can buff myself up now and try to get the crit with the outdated gun. Gain 25% crit chance, so we'll go to like 38. It would be awfully cool if I killed this thing with this action. But I only have 3 points. You know what? I'm just going to take the shot. And then I guess I'm going to go all the way to the corner. Okay, so you get to kill this thing. And then you can't actually get out of range, can you? Well, hold on. I wish I could make the grid a little bit more obvious. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, actually, yeah, I can. I can get fully out of range here and let these things just take a moment approaching us. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I can stand here and get a clean shot. Um, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or here. Here is probably better, right? But let me, just in case I miscounted. No, I was right. I could have done it from the wall. Okay, that should be fine. It still should not be the case that they can catch me. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I feel pretty safe, but I would like to actually walk around to here. Be very careful not to step on the trap. I'm trying to make sure the Hawthorn steps through that. Okay, the bleed hit at least. And then... not quite. Alright, my plan is to separate a little bit here. So if I step to there, you have 2 movement, is that right? Yeah, although you're currently showing 0. So I actually can't avoid this thing this turn. How much damage is this? 4 tile? Or how much damage? How much space is this? It's 4 tiles. So actually what I want to do here probably is this. Stab you once. And then jostle you. And then run back to the corner. Oh, I was really excited when the fancy animation started happening. I was like, oh, cool, it won't get a turn. But not quite. Yep. And so, of course, my SP gets all fucked up on the turn when I needed that SP to do living. Well, into the bushes. Oh, right, I'm not using all my SP to shoot the gun anyway, though. Okay, and then this thing we can just pick at it from a distance. It'll never actually be able to reach us. Kind of curious if I can get it to walk onto the other trap. Ooh, look at you getting to go first. The answer is yes. Yes, I can get it to walk onto the other trap. Really rolling very poorly. Okay. Boof indeed. So I'm assuming I won't be able to, yeah, won't be able to shoot there because of the cover provided by the bushes. Wow, actually. That's really interesting the way the line of sight blocking from the bushes works. If you can get a party of decent ranged attackers going, I imagine you can use obstructions like these to incredible effect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, okay. We can run down here, keep shooting, and maybe lure you onto one more trap yet. I mean, actually, probably you'll just die. Alright. Combat was a little harsh. We limp onward, but defeating a Hawthorn has taught us about a flurry of blows. It's a thing that we studiously avoided having actually happen to us. Studiously? That's not the word I want. Whatever. Where on earth did that where did studiously even come from? Ooh, 24 health and 2 strength. Okay. That Hawthorn heart is definitely valuable. That said, I don't know that we... It's not going to be enough to save the party, obviously. But I do feel like you should equip this for sure. Crit chance and accuracy versus just raw strength. Okay, well, this time we have to rest, right? It'll be good to purge some of these debuffs anyway. Doesn't look super comfortable, but I think that's probably the only way you can... That's as flat on your back as you could possibly lay with your tail on everything. Alright, I think we have just enough time to reach the next campfire. Hopefully. This part of the forest seems to be maintained by the arboreals. Several totems in the area make you think it is sacred ground to them. You stumble across arboreals sitting in a circle around a young plant, chanting prayers. I feel like I want to join them in their prayers, so maybe we should stand back, because maybe jumping in would be seen to be rude, or, you know, interloping. I'm going to join them in their prayers. You observe the ceremony. Okay. Good news, good news. You let the ritual unfold and witness a miracle. Prayers of the arboreals gather into the plant, bringing it to life. It extracts itself out of the ground before dancing cheerfully. The arboreal leaders stand up to greet you, amused by the look on your faces. Okay. +3 power is not super relevant here. Paoju, spiritual leader of the arboreals, welcomes you to their village. It's a massive vazard, of which one arm is swollen, deformed, and massive, so much so that they need a cane to walk. You're being told that you're safe here. Those plant monsters you've encountered never enter the village. They even go so far as to tell you they created them. I was kind of getting that idea. Arboreals have been bending nature's spirits to their whim, making them create guards to fight off the shade. Yeah, let's talk about the light. Hey, you know how we all have so many hopes and dreams tied up in this light? Doubt has taken hold of the arboreals' minds, who don't know who to listen to anymore. Paoju calls you a false prophet, telling their people not to believe your lies. They intend to eliminate all threats to their followers' faith. Okay, well, power reduction is not a big deal. And here comes the boss fight! You know, I'm just pleased to have made it this far. Yeah, Paoju has 260 HP and no doubt some terrifying abilities. And also there's a leprechaun. So that's a thing. So you don't have a lot of movement. Regains an SP at the beginning of their turn, heals 3 at the beginning of their turn. A spell that has no range, so I guess it just affects everybody. This has 10 range, so that's happening to you whether you want it or not. This is a little bit closer. But yeah, lots of spells they can cycle through here. If they can get adjacent to you, they can do a Vengeful Arm, and they have the ability to create Cocutrums, which are not enemies we've seen before. Paoju can order roots to burst out of the ground to trap their enemies, or give life to plants and order them to fight. A gift that comes with a price, as Paoju's twisted appearance suggests. Take heed if you dare come close. The strength of that deformed arm is massive. Yeah, I feel like we should definitely start back here. You have attacks at, well, melee range only. I think we're probably set up approximately correctly then. Oh, Paoju's got initiative. I did not notice that. Okay, so this thing that was summoned. What exactly does this do? Oh, it doesn't move and won't hurt you. You can safely ignore it. Except that it will hatch into a leprechaun eventually. It's pretty not ideal. And I'm going to be honest with you, I was really hoping to get to move away from this before it started. And now we're in a position where I can't do anything. I mean, I guess I can... Threatening the boss immediately is not really going to accomplish a ton, I don't think. Okay, cool. Mockery and On Edge and... What if we were completely debuffed and useless? 64 HP. Yeah. Get away as much as I can here. Alright. You can turn around. Get myself mildly poisoned. But I think getting rid of that thing is probably worthwhile. So it's going to keep spawning garbage behind us. It's going to be able to cast whatever spells it wants because it's got a range of rotating cooldowns. Oh, and the leprechauns hatch really quickly. Okay. And they get a turn instantly when they hatch. That is bad news. Alright. So... I can get a pretty decent jostle off here. The fact that I'm never going to be able to move a full turn is really harsh. Yeah, let's jostle you into the leprechaun. And then also a headbutt. Yep, knew that was coming, but this gives Slasia a chance to actually use that spell. Oh, the cowardice. It is infinite. I didn't actually kill the stupid mushroom thing. Damn it. Yeah, so unless you have 30 spare damage every turn, it spawns a leprechaun every single turn. For free, it would seem. I do not think that we are going to win this fight. Okay, we can kill that one at least. Not able to push it off of my party. Yeah, these things are really harsh. $10 damage. Well, that's no good. I guess I may as well do some damage here. Oh, interesting. The collision damage is lessened, so it's 1 point of collision damage per hex that you didn't get to move. That's a little bit of a shame. I think this thing has enough movement. Yeah, it's going to finish us off. Well. Honestly, I'm surprised to have made it to the boss. I thought this was going to go much, much worse than that. I wish my AoE didn't have such a long cooldown. I guess I'm out of spirituality points anyway. I'm just waiting for them to finish eating me. Figured we'd run forward and speed this up a little bit, you know? God, those things have infinite movement. Oh, cool. Well, I was dead either way, it turns out. Okay. Dangerous. Painful. Cool. Despair unlocked. Listen, I don't need any help with despair. I am a bona fide expert. Alright, we knew we weren't going to make it the first time. Those who remained in the village watch in fear as the spirits of those who left return. But hope is not lost. There are still many adventurers able to take over, and the spirits of the departed will accompany them. Hopefully to some actual positive benefit. Okay, so let us step inside and select a party. Are there going to be more villagers eventually? Because, like, I feel like there are not more here than there were when we left, and I am worried that we are going to run out of village. I guess inflicts physical damage. The target and yourself receive bleeding. It's kind of crummy. Yeah, I mean, that's fine, right? And then we throw a spirit on there. We got a couple of decent ones this time. And we add stats based on the actual stats we had. You know what, before I make this choice, let me pull a couple more people. So you have some initiative. Lower a target's initiative for 1 SP. Okay. Yeah, Mikolos definitely makes sense. You have some defense, kind of whatever. You have to dodge as well. That's potentially handy. For defense, 6 power might be useful. And I really like another ranged person, so it's interesting that you can't see their position in the 4 traits. I'm gonna grab another person with above 0 power. Oops, let me. Yeah, okay. So let's add some spirits here. So we have a pretty decent number of spirits to give a little bit of bonus power. Gillis can take another one. Yeah, the Spirit of Residios, I suppose, will be fine for you. Mikolos is like go fast and murder, so plus strength, plus HP, plus defense. And then I don't really know what I want to make of you. You have some initiative, you have a lot of strength. I mean, I guess we do now. It's the only thing that really makes sense. If we ignore the 1 power here, this is awfully good. That power is unlikely to be super useful, but yeah, okay, I think that's a party. And I suppose we just set off once again. So the idea is you're going to make it further, and because you made it further, the spirits that you send back are going to have more stat points on them, right? There doesn't seem to be much scaling adventurers beyond that, so hopefully that's right. Alright, this is it. You've just got out of the village. You're trembling in excitement. Adventure calls, even though you don't know which way to go. Gathering food was not all that valuable before. Onward and running probably buys us some extra time. Let's go to the Sacred Orchard first. You take the direction of the Sacred Orchard. It apparently is right there. It really is pretty close to the village. It's where Vazards are returned to the earth with a seed in their mouths so that they can ascend and become spirits. Among the big and proud trees of the elders and the more recent saplings, there are fresh graves aplenty. We will quickly pay respect to the dead, I think. You're a bit shameful of your manners toward the dead, but you really don't have time to waste here. Damn it. Why would that lower your power? Just don't be that embarrassed. Have you considered just choosing not to be embarrassed? Alright, more of these nerds. Should be pretty straightforward at least. So you're doing 9 to 11, 7 to 10. We're just gonna like absolutely blitz this thing. Okay, only 2 of us get to go before it. This costs a spirituality point. It's probably not worth it. We just run over here and stab, stab. Crit, right? Crit would be beautiful. No. Okay. That's fine. It's probably not necessary. We can't quite reach it. Very frustrating. Okay, at least we have plenty of people who can go before it this turn as well. But for some reason you're not... I guess you're not allowed to walk through friendlies? That's annoying. I am definitely concerned. 14 to 17. Yeah. There we go. It's a promising-ish start, right? Wow, that first level up comes off of basically, like, nothing. So, you have no skills at all. We have one person who has the mysticism ranged, like the very basic one. Honestly, I would like to get that on you too, if we can. Hell yeah, power. Do I also want to show the green? No, let's not. 12 power to all party members for their first turn is really not that impressive. And this is not an attack, but it could do some very good work. Alright, and a pretty normal dagger. Speaking of which, I realize I don't know what kind of dagger our dagger person is using. So let's just have a quick look here. So you have an 8 to 10 for 5. I think I might... Yeah, we should probably swap these, right? Because with only one attack, because of the 5 action points on the cost of swinging the sword. With only one attack, it has to be a lot better than that to beat a turn of stabbing people with daggers. Okay, and I'm feeling pretty tough. We're at the point here still where like a train is a really significant portion of a level. So I guess let's go ahead and do that. We'll get one person pushed over and a couple other people very, very close. Okay, you have Spiritual Assault, and that is definitely the direction I want to go in. I'm going to take Mysticism, hoping for relative or relevant stats like that. And then show me some passives. Wow, 4 initiative and 6 power. Each time you use spiritual points in combat, gain 4 powered for the duration of the combat. You know, it doesn't seem very good right now. It could well be very good, but I think I actually really like Prophet. Like in the long run, once we have more spells and more spiritual points to play with, that other thing might turn out to be awesome. But Prophet seems great. All right. I think before we really get any further here, I'm going to call it right there for the day. We have a whole new adventure laid out ahead of us, and we will come at it in leaps and bounds tomorrow. But I think this seems like a good sort of narrative resting point. Our noble comrades have fallen in battle. We have girded ourselves with their knowledge and their actual spirits, and forward we go. So come back next time tomorrow to see if these ones fare any better. And we'll see you then.